Everybody, glad to finally be going live with you here. Boy, we were just trying to get OBS working on the PC. It was fighting with us. It was fussing us with us. So you know what? We said, forget it. I ordered some new RAM, so that'll come in tomorrow. We'll see if that helps at all. But, you know, as long as we get the content to you, I think that's all you guys care about. Glad to be back here with you guys. NBA Playgrounds, another run of it here with NBA Playgrounds as we're entering into week number 5, and we're kicking off here with a pretty big game. We're going to start this one off with the Skyscrapers and the Legends. The Legends coming in at a perfect, doing a quick mic check there. You can probably hear my voice in the background. All right. Legends coming into this one with a perfect 4-0 record. Skyscrapers at 2-2. And as a reminder, you can check out all the standings, the stats, and the rosters up at patreon.com/TBSports27. We're going to stream about 3 games of NBA Playgrounds with you guys, so jump in the chat. If you follow along with us, let me know, because I'm going to pop up the latest followers, and I will give you a shout-out. So Parker the Hurricane Thomas was our latest follower. We're trying to break that triple-digit mark here on Twitch, so if you hit that follow button and leave us a comment in the chat that you followed along with us, we will shout you out, and periodically we will check. So we're going to do 3 games here as part of NBA Playgrounds, then we're going to finish off week 3 another time, and we are going to play a game of the RXFL as we get closer to the postseason there. So a lot of good stuff coming your way, but we're going to jump into the action here. And the reason we wanted to play a little basketball today, we had a little basketball energy in us, is because Slam Ball made its return yesterday. And I want to know if you guys had the opportunity to watch Slam Ball at all. Now, if you're watching this one on YouTube, the Slam Ball season has already come and gone. But if you're watching with us live on Twitch, the season just kicked off less than 24 hours ago. It's an interesting format, I do have to say, because they played 6 games amongst the 8 teams, and the 2 teams that would win games would play each other. We don't really know how the standings work. That has not been revealed out to us yet. And it was a very, very long session. It started at 7:30, or actually 7 p.m. Florida time. And the week of games, the evening of games, did not finish until, well, like close to midnight. So it was almost like a 4.5, 5-hour day of games. And they're going to play the next 2 days as well, Saturday and Sunday. So, I mean, some teams have the potential of playing 6 games in 3 days if they win them all. So I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments whether you're watching on YouTube and you've already seen the season come and go, or whether you're joining us here live on Twitch. I want to know your thoughts on Slam Ball. I want to know what you thought about the Slam Ball season as it kicked off, and what team are you rooting for? I kind of had to decide who I was going to go for, because I always grew up, I've been a long time Slam Ball fan, watched since the beginning. In the 2000s, I was look at the alley-oop. By the way, Skyscrapers in the purple and blue, and the Legends in the white. And the Legends represented by Michael Jordan and Bill Russell. And, of course, Skyscrapers, Patrick Ewing and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And we're going to get into the game in just a moment here, as we'll get into the play-by-play and the commentary action. But, yeah, I grew up. I was always, I say I grew up, but, I mean, Slam Ball is almost 20 years old, even though they haven't had 20 seasons. I've been a Mob fan from day one, so that was the team I wanted to go with. And I kind of had to decide, do I stick with the Mob or kind of go with another team? Well, after what I saw in the opening day with the Mob's 2 dominant victories over the Rumble and the Slashers, yeah, we're sticking with the Mob. So we'll see how that turns out. But let me know your Slam Ball thoughts down below. But for right now, we're going to jump back into NBA Playgrounds. We're going to play 3 games with you here today, and then we'll do the second outing another day. Maybe tomorrow we'll finish it up with another 2 games, and then we're gonna do a little Patreon extra for you guys. So quick shout out as well before we get into the mix here for our Patreon supporters: Justin Russell, Jonathan Harrigan, Mr. Maple, and K Duckman. And K Duckman's got a Patreon Ultra Fan stream coming up shortly, so be on the lookout for that as a Patreon supporter. Go check out some of the new things we added to the Patreon tier list as well. And subscribe at all our different social medias, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, and check out our Ko-Fi as well. So Legends coming into this one at 4-0, and one victory for them will put them one step closer to the postseason. NBA Playgrounds, it's 10 teams. 6 wins gets you into the postseason. 6 losses eliminates you from postseason contention. So as many or as little teams can make the postseason. You could have 10 teams make the playoffs. You could have 2 teams make the playoffs. There's no predetermined number. And we're in an interesting arena here. Now, we've kind of been going around. We started off on the Carl Vinson, and then we went to New York, Chicago, some big basketball towns. We went international for the first time in week 4, going to Rio de Janeiro, where the first Intercontinental Championship was crowned. And now this is the Halloween arena, but I don't know, what should we call this? Transylvania? Or what should this arena be? This is just like the Halloween stadium here. So this is for week 5 in an 11-week season plus postseason here. Rosters, everything. You guys know, if you've been watching by now, you know how NBA Playgrounds work, but all the rosters and everything is up right now at our Patreon page. All the past stats and all the standings. 2-2 for the Skyscrapers. The Legends undefeated. And of course, the Legends, you would think, coming in with the most stacked roster of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Bill Russell, and Wilt Chamberlain. And they're showing out with their 4-0. Now, they've been on the ropes a couple of times. The Legends have had some overtime games, but they are 4-0. And if they can get that 5th win, then they'll know on the back half of the season. They just got one victory to go to qualify for the postseason. But they'll still want to play hard because it'll come down to seeding as well, because you don't know how many teams are going to qualify. If 3 teams qualify for the postseason, getting that number 1 seed automatically puts you in the postseason. So you still want to play hard. And the Skyscrapers looking for that all-important win number 3 as they're sitting at 500 here. So we're about halfway through this one, 8-minute quarters in our Halloween arena. Don't you look at the bugs surrounding the light there. The Legends up by 1. It's 24-23. And Jordan, a couple of times in this game, has tried the 3-point shot, and it's been knocked in his face. And, I mean, you're going up against the Skyscrapers, so you can imagine that would be the case. This game almost reminds me of Slam Ball a little bit. Maybe we can make up a little thing. Like, they're not playing with trampolines, but maybe they're wearing, like, flubber shoes or something like that, and that's how they're flying so high. This is our version of Slam Ball with no rules, no slowdown. I love the foul rules in Slam Ball. You do the one-on-one face-off, and then after that, if it's a foul, it's just 2 points and then 3 points. I like that so much more. In basketball, and I know it's been around forever, and this is how the rules always been, there's just so much start and stop in basketball, and it can really, really be aggravating. So I kind of like how they do it in Slam Ball, where the play just keeps going, and if you foul, then the other team just gets the points. And when you're at the end of the game, you have to fight for possession. You can't just constantly foul because you're going to give the team points. So I like that so much more than how NBA is now, and that's why we're not playing normal NBA. We're playing this kind of arcadey style because I have a hard time getting into basketball at times. So, yeah. But all that to be said, I was a big Suns fan in those mid-2000s, but it might just be their style of play. The Steve Nash era Suns were my team, and that was really the peak of my basketball fandom, and it makes sense because they were run and gun 140 points a game, and I guess it's just hard to get into anything outside of that. So, either way, though, NBA Playgrounds rolling on here. Season 1, week number 5. And it's a pretty tight contest here. We're getting to the 2-minute mark between the Legends and the Skyscrapers as Kareem dunks at home. And it's been a back and forth pretty much between these two squads. 1 point separating them each way. And again, the lead change. Just back and forth, the lead change. You think it's going to come down to final possession here. Who's going to get that last one? And again, the lead swings back to the Skyscrapers. So 35-34 in this one. Jordan dumps it off to Russell, and he can't make it, but the putback by MJ, and the bucket is good, so the lead goes back to the Legends. We're going to see how long we can go back and forth here. Eventually, some of these... Look at this alley-oop opportunity, and it's good. Kareem for 2. Eventually, some more of these. You see the basketball filling up there. These powers are going to fill up, and it's going to give these guys an opportunity to, you know, get some extra points here. We haven't seen too much. We've seen the ice bucket a couple times, but that's been it. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. Bill Russell right there. He got knocked down. And it's a 3-point lead for the Skyscrapers, one of the bigger leads of the game so far. Bill Russell, the defense from the Skyscrapers has been incredible. We'll look at the stats afterwards and see how the blocking has been. Kareem, and it is a 5-point lead, 41-36. My goodness. Bill Russell, that one almost went in, and the Legends are a minute away from suffering their first defeat. Michael Jordan, though, trying to keep him in it. Now, look at this. They got the 2-pointer. They got the 2-point, and it's for dunks, I believe that one is. Or no, that's for the crossover. If you do a crossover, which I can never seem to get to work, then you get double the points. But we'll see. It's not looking good, though, for the Legends. Skyscrapers might pull off the upset here, which means the Legends are beatable. Look at this. They're not going to count that as the crossover, huh? No, they're not. 30 seconds to go. They're trying out there. They're trying to shove and get the ball back, and ooh, time is ticking down. Jordan for 3, no, and it's good by Bill Russell. Let's look at the score. 5-point game with 15 seconds to go. They are trying to get the possession here with the shove, and it is no. Oh, well, let's see. Oh, they lose it. Time ticking away. Bill Russell for 3, can't make it, and the Legends go down. First loss of the year for the Legends, and a huge victory for the Skyscrapers in this one. Skyscrapers win. They'll take it 45-40 over the Legends. So the first defeat on the year for the Legends, as they will drop to 4-1. Skyscrapers go to 3-2, and Paint is now your only unbeaten team left in the league, if you can believe it. Wow, what a game. So that will wrap up this one. We're going to keep going with you guys on Twitch, though. But if you're watching on YouTube, the next episode coming your way tomorrow, and it is going to be a good one. We got Fast Break and Board going at it. Board coming in at 2-2. Fast Break, they're coming into this one at 1-3. Paint and Swish coming up. Maybe that'll be your main event game, because that's kind of, I think, looking like a big one. But Fast Break Board coming your way. Look at the blocks from Kareem and Patrick Ewing. 10 between the two of them. Only 2 blocks on the other side. And no one hit a 3-point shot in this game. So domination here. We're going to take a little snapshot, and we're going to upload those stats to our Patreon page. So do check it out, patreon.com/TBSports27. For YouTube, we'll say goodbye.